Hi, Kevin Coupe here, and this is FaceTime with the Content Guy, once again coming to you from Portland, Oregon. For the last time, I'm afraid, this summer, and I have to tell you, it makes me sad to leave. This has been one of the best summers of my life. Anyway, I was at this cocktail party a couple of weeks ago, and I was chatting with this young woman who works for Nike. Nike's a local company here, works just over the hill in Beaverton, and she's in marketing. We're having this long conversation, and I don't know how it came up, but somehow I mentioned that I was a New Balance customer. She was a bit aghast by this, and I explained that I was a New Balance customer, mostly because I have wide feet. Sometimes I wear double E, sometimes I wear triple E, sometimes quadruple E, depends on the shoe or the sneaker. And quite frankly, New Balance makes sneakers that fit me. And since I spend my life in running shoes or cross trainers or whatever, that's what I buy. Well, she wasn't having any of this. She has a lot of pride in her company. She said, well, you know what you need to do? You need to come with me to the Nike store in Portland. And I'm going to show you this new system we have called Nike ID. And what this will allow you to do is customize your shoes so they'll fit you. And you can get Nikes that will fit your incredibly wide feet. So I said, well, that sounds good to me. Why not? So we set a date, and I went down and I met her at the Nike store. And now I got to tell you this. First of all, this new Nike store, it's redesigned. It is gorgeous. It is a really nice looking store. They've really changed the way they used to do the old Nike towns, which were very departmentalized and compartmentalized, and they've created a much more sort of organic experience that tends to focus on the local. And real kudos to Nike for what they've done. But we go up onto the mezzanine and look at this Nike ID system, and it's really, really interesting. And they show me, basically, I can customize anything. I can customize size, I can customize color, I can customize fabric and design and the whole thing. And it was really, really interesting. I give them a lot of credit for this. Now, it wasn't entirely relevant for me, I have to say. The system's a little bit clunky when it comes to saying which shoes come in double E and which shoes come in quadruple E, and it was a little hard to figure out. I got to be honest. I just don't have the time for it. I honestly don't care that much. It's not that important to me in the end of the day. Now, it was interesting because this young woman said to me, she goes, well, I bet you they don't have anything like this at New Balance. And I said, as gently and as kindly as I could, no, they don't. But they don't need it. For people like me, I walk into a store, I say, that's the one I want. They have it in my size. Boom, no problem. End of story. Now, that said, I have an 18-year-old daughter who would not be caught dead in a pair of New Balances. She wants Nikes because for her, sneakers are more than just something that she's going to wear every day. There's a fashion statement thing going on here. She would love the Nike ID system. And to be honest with you, I think her business is more important to Nike than my business, and that's just fine. That said, there was technology at the Nike store that I found really, really interesting. And this is something called Nike Plus. And what they've done is they've created this whole system of interactive technology that can help you track and figure out what you're doing and how much you're getting out of it and sort of help you, gauge your progress. They have this wristband you can wear that, for example, measures how many steps you're taking, how far you're going. It measures your exertion and things like that. It connects back to your iPhone or your iPad so you can sort of track things. They have sneakers there which can measure how fast you're running. They can measure how high you're jumping. All sorts of things like that. How fast you jump rope and can gauge it. And so you can sort of get a much better sense of your health and what you're getting out of your exertions. I thought this stuff was really, really interesting. I mean, I'm a middle-aged guy with creaky knees, but that wristband, that sounds kind of interesting. I might have to get myself one of those because it would just be good to know how well I'm doing. The bigger point here, I think, is that they're catering to a customer class that is going to be more demanding in terms of what they want, what they expect, and what they want to get out of the things that they buy. Okay, it's no longer just enough, to buy a pair of running shoes, go out and run, say, oh, I did 4 miles. You want to know how much you sweat. You want to know how many calories you burned off, because that's going to help you make other decisions in your life, like what am I going to eat tonight? What am I going to drink tonight? It's a much more, engaged consumer, I think, expecting, demanding a greater level of knowledge. And what that means to retailers, I think, in a lot of places, is that you have to be prepared to cater to that consumer that has expanded needs, has expanded desires, and is going to expect you to be relevant to all those things, to that sort of interconnectivity in their lives. Sounds simple, right? Just do it. Anyway, that's what's on my mind this Thursday morning, and as always, I want to hear what's on your mind.